Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video where I will be interviewing my former high school special education teacher, Mrs. Austin Twinkie. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube and Instagram. Hello Austin, to kick things off, would you please tell me and everyone else that will be watching how long you have been a special education teacher and what got you into this profession?
Yes, this is I'm just starting my 14th year of teaching special education. In high school, this is where I began my background with special education, and I really dove deep into it. Specifically, I had a student who was wheelchair bound. She was unable to verbally speak, and she lacked a functional alternative curriculum. Despite those barriers, I realized she had so much more to offer, and she just had that boundary of the issue with communication. But once we got past that, I had a really close bond with her. And along with that, I did some mentoring programs in high school with some of the special education students. And I really enjoyed working with them, which kicked off my career in college to become a special education teacher. And it all went down from there, or went on from there. I started teaching at the elementary level, and I worked up to the middle school level, and I am currently now at the high school level.
Alright, that's quite a bit. Alright, now for my second question. So I know what your typical day-to-day activities typically consist of, but some people don't understand how much professionals like you do for people like me. So what is your typical day-to-day schedule on average?
So in the morning, if I get to school, first of all, you always just the generic things as a teacher, check your email, and sometimes as special education teacher, we get emails with different students depending on their needs, things that need to be addressed right away in the morning. So those are good. Those usually are taken care of before class begins. And then my schedule throughout the day consists of going to different locations where my special education students are, kind of based on their need, and scheduling who needs help and assistance out in their regular education classes. I also teach classes within the special education classroom for those who need direct instruction and pull out, um, specifically mostly for reading and math. And then throughout the day as well, if a student has a need that arises, it's kind of a fluid and pivotal thing. We go in a lot of different directions as special education teachers. If a need arises, we have to jump in, fix it, and be flexible. Oh, I should also add that we do a lot of paperwork as well. So between all of those things, in my downtime, which there is not much of, we are writing individualized education programs, IEPs, and making sure all those students their needs are being met and that the goals within those IEPs are being met as well.
Yeah, I remember looking at those IEPs. They were lengthy.
Yes, very lengthy.
Alright, now for my third question. It's been 34 and a half years since the Americans with Disabilities Act, also known as the ADA, was signed into law. Now tell me, what is your stance on the ADA? Do you think it's necessary? And if so, please explain how.
Yes, the ADA is very much so necessary. I guess on a personal level experience of that, I actually have a nephew who is wheelchair bound, nonverbal, and I do see at times when that is not completely, I guess, there's just some, I guess, in compatibility wise, as far as, we go out to locations, in the physical aspect, have trouble getting his wheelchair into buildings, elevators, all of those kind of things. In the education world, I think there's always room for growth, as there is with everything. Um, it is much, I think, in the last 34 years, though, it has come a long way from what things used to be.
Definitely.
Um, yeah, but to say there's room for improvement, I think there's always room for improvement. To say there's not, and that would mean it's perfect, and it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I know one of the YLF people in charge said it's been 34 years, but and we've come a long way, but we have a very long way to go.
Yes. Yep. I would agree with that.
All right. So to kind of wrap things up, I feel like my autism in some ways is a superpower because it strengthens some aspects of me because it has some hidden talents. Do you think that overall this is a correct assumption? If not, please explain how.
100% a correct assumption. And I'll give you one perfect example. The way my mind works is I have a hard time deciding things. I am not necessarily a black and white thinker. And I know what you're thinking right now, right? You're the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So I think you have taught me that just give a straight up yes or no answer, or give those specifics. I think sometimes in life, I don't do those things. So you and any other students in the that's on the autism spectrum, or even just in the special education community, is that I do have to sit back, I have to pause, I need to remember that think time, and it just changes your way of thinking, like, a lot. For the good, I should say.
All right, that is all of my questions.
Well, thank